Hello, world. My name is Stephen Walker, and welcome to A Walker in the Woods. Today is November the 13th, and I am on day 3 of my carnivore Beck percent. I say Beck percent. Beck percent in Korean means 100%. I am doing a 100% carnivore beef, butter, bacon, and eggs for the next 20 days and probably longer. I may add other types of meats, chicken, just a bit more variety. I've got a light over here, but anyways, it is about 4 p.m. here, and I just got home, so I want to make a quick video about some observations that I've had over the last 3 days, and then we will take a look at my metrics. If you're just joining, I've been sharing my metrics from the 10-day water fast that I did from November 1st through the 10th. And then this morning I did the InBody Fit, this machine here, where you hold on to that, put your bare feet on these pads, and it gives you a reading. And so I was actually a bit surprised by some of the numbers this morning. So I'm going to share my screen uh, shortly, I guess. I'll do that in a moment because I'd like to talk a little bit more about observation. So after I finished that 10-day fast, and then I started refeeding. So I refed slowly. After a 10-day fast, your stomach has shrunk and the gastric juices are very low. So I started out with a couple mugs of some beef broth that I made at home, and then some eggs. I had a few scrambled eggs and a little bit of beef. The following day, kind of the same thing, beef, butter, bacon, eggs. I'm not going to get too wild and crazy with the variety of foods that I cook. I'm keeping it pretty simple. But I can tell you, even today, this morning, I made a breakfast in my office. I have a air fryer in my office, and so I made 4 eggs, and it's called LA Calbee. It's basically a long, thin slice of rib that's kind of cut through 3 bones. And so I cooked that in the air fryer and the eggs in a little pan, and I was able to eat all well, no, I ate 3 eggs and I ate 2 pieces of the meat, and I was totally satiated. And then after I finished my classes, I work at a university here in South Korea. I was able to put down the fourth egg and over easy, and then the third piece of meat, and I'm not hungry. So one positive thing about starting the carnivore after you do an extended fast, it does not take much to be satiated. And honestly, the food doesn't even taste that great. And then the second observation is bowel movement. I really stopped going number 2 the last 3 days of my water fast. Not much, not much of significance, anyways. And then I hadn't. Today's day 3, so this morning I had my first actual solid movement, and then one more when I got home. So things are moving again, and no issues. It was TMI, but solid, and not a long time in the bathroom. So one good thing that I've heard and that I've experienced myself is the bowel movements generally do go quick, not smelly, and very, very little flatulence. So there's that. And that is about it. I'm going to keep it short today because I had a long day. So I'm going to share my PPT and then we'll take a look at some metrics. Okay, so actually, before I begin this, one more observation. My energy level is very, very steady. I went to sleep a bit late last night and I woke up at 6 a.m. I have a morning class that I teach and no problems with being alert. And throughout the classes that I had today, very even keeled. I did not let the students phase me, even though many of them did not do their homework or prepare for the class. But that's important, especially as a teacher. You want to keep your calm, keep your cool. And I think the carnivore is the proper way to do it. Don't fly off the handle. So this little image over here is plan, prepare, and perform. I like it. You make a plan, you prepare for that plan, and then it's time to perform. So, so far my performance gets an A plus from this teacher. Now let's take a look at some InBody Fit metrics. Again, over here, this is what I see on my phone, the app that links up to the machine. And this morning I stepped on it on the scale at 6:50 a.m. Again, today is November the 13th. And we'll begin with the weight. So back before I started my water fast, I was 98.6. And at the end of the fast, 91.4. And this morning, I actually went down 0.1. And that surprised me because I am eating. I'm generally eating something for breakfast, and then I will usually have something for dinner. I almost never eat lunch, even back when I was eating a standard American diet. 2 times a day, and I can I'm not hungry yet, so I may not even eat tonight. That might just be an OMAD day today. Maybe a small something something. Let's see, the BMI. The BMI is 28.9 this morning, and that remained the same with 2 days ago, which is down a couple points from the first. Skeletal muscle mass 39.5, and that went up by 1. And from what I understand, I think a higher number is better. If I'm wrong, you can correct me, but it's basically the biceps, the triceps, the muscular part that attaches to the skeleton. And soft lean mass was 65.5 this morning. It went up 1 point something. And that's down from the first day. The basal metabolic rate this morning was 1868, so that rose a bit from 2 days ago, but not quite as high as the 1st of November. And then percent body fat, look at this. I was 24.9. I don't know how, because I was fat. I was 98.6. And then it went down a bit, but not much. And then this morning it's 22. So from 2 days ago to this morning, 1.8 kilo. I like that. And the visceral fat level is back down to 10. It's always fluctuated between 11 and 10. It started at 11 and it ended at 11, and this morning it was 10. So I like to see that going down. And then finally, the waist hip ratio finally it's been actually going up and up, and I couldn't understand why. But if I can believe the machine, I'm down point zero 0.03 points from 2 days ago. And I'm finally down below the 1st of November, and I don't think I was ever lower than that throughout the 10-day water fast. And so then the fit score, I started out at 770. I dropped a good few points throughout the 10 days, and now I'm back up to 769. So overall, I'm very happy. I'm very happy with this, and I'm also very happy to be eating meat again, and eggs, and butter. And so the fast was well worth it. I had one commenter, and he asked me about dry fasting compared to water fasting, and he gave me a doctor's name to look into, and I need to do that because the doctor said that he did not agree with water fasting. Dry fasting is a whole different animal. Obviously, you can't do it for very long. A human can live without air for the average human can live without air for about 3 minutes. You can live without water for about 3 days and without food for about 3 weeks, average. And I've heard bad things. I've heard good things about dry fasting. And dry fasting, if you don't know, is basically not drinking any water, obviously not eating, and you just go through the day. It speeds up the rate of atrophy, not atrophy, autophagy. Autophagy, which is basically where your cells are recycling. So I know that there are a lot of positive things about it, but then also it can be very dangerous. I've heard some sad stories where certain people did it a bit too long and they damaged their body and ended up dying. So for my money, I'm going to stick with the water fast. Not always 10 days. Again, three. I find three to be a magic number, and I've also heard that three is the amount of time. 3 days is the amount of time that allows your body to kind of reboot. So I'm going to leave it there for today. And this is not a quote. Generally, I end with a quote, but I was searching through this morning, actually, when I got home, and I'm saying, okay, well, let's find a quote about carnivore. And this is more of a definition, in a way, a bit cheeky, and I like it. So, a carnivore person is a human being who is going against the grain, literally. A human being who is going against the grain, literally. Bada bing. We are going against the grain. I'm against rice, I'm against barley, I'm against wheat, I'm against gluten. But also, the community is going against the modern cultural understanding of what diet and food is. And our relationship with food is much different than the average human being. We are again going against the grain. We are the black sheep. Yummy sheep. And I'll wear that as a badge of honor. I like it. I have no problem going against the grain on many different topics. At the end of the day, you do you. So I will be posting another video on Friday, and hopefully I'll have a bit more observation, or maybe a bit I might share something related to carnivore if I come up with it in my mind. And this weekend the weather is beautiful. I hope to maybe get out with the GoPro and do another hike, and I might do another start another playlist on this channel about Korea, the culture, and life as an expat over here. And so if anybody finds that interesting, then I'll start working on some of those videos as well. But primarily I'm wanting to get out and do some barefoot hiking while the weather is still good. So until next time, ciao for now. And what is this? Electrolyte. It's not pee, or is it?